Thank you for joining me once again. My name is Scott Odigye, and I'll be doing a teaching on winning in the battlefield of the mind. On most occasions, when we come in contact with information that deals with the mind, we tend to assume it is out of place because of several findings in the discipline of psychology. Sometimes loads of people have the motivational impression about it, but in reality, the subject of the mind is highly spiritual, depending on the underlying principle and concept behind it. Discussing on this subject for such a time as this, where what we and the entire nation of the world is faced with is a pandemic that has never been experienced by man. There is therefore a call to responsibility to share elaborately and analyze the subject for the benefit of the people of God for the following reasons. 1. Because we have a common enemy who will never give up on his mission to steal, to kill, and to destroy. 2. Because we have an enemy who has lost his power but leverages on subtlety. 3. Because we have an enemy who has no respect for grace and everything that makes you different in life. Insight: what you must understand in winning in the battlefield of your mind. 1. There is a war constantly ongoing. The war didn't just start now, but began even before human existence on this side of eternity. And it should be noted that nothing can stop it except at the appearing of the Master himself. 2. The mind is a battlefield. The concept of the mind here describes the place of your thoughts, ideologies, and concepts. Why? Because a man's thoughts, ideologies, and concepts will affect his decisions, emotions, and actions. Therefore, there is need to be deliberate about guarding our minds from thoughts that are inconsistent with the truth. 3. You can't be neutral. Being born of the Spirit is a call or an initiation into this warfare. It is not a matter subject to choice, but to your enlistment into the army of the living God. 4. You have the victory already in Christ. Everyone born of the Spirit is born into victory. That is, he has an heritage of triumph in Christ. This also is not a function of works or choice, but as an automatic end product of the death, the burial, resurrection, and ascension of Christ. 5. You have the choice to be victorious. Walking in the victory that Christ has received on your behalf is a function of your intention or by faith. The victory that has been paid for is not synonymous with walking in it. It must be possessed by faith if it must become a reality in your life for such a time as this. 6. You are not immune to attacks in your mind. Of a truth, we were not promised immunity from demonic attacks in the battlefield of our minds, but the victory. Considering the life of Jesus while on earth, would also prove to us that this war is not a respecter of persons, either in Christ or outside Christ. 7. The weapon of the devil is subtlety with thoughts and strategies. Subtlety could also be referred to as craftiness, cunningness, or cleverness. Little wonder why Paul the Apostle spoke and wrote about the devices of the devil and the wiles of the devil. 8. Spirit beings are your enemies. This is the very reason why we must be intentional about who we were born to be. Why? Because a dead man can't fight someone who is alive. It takes a man born of the Spirit and walking in the Spirit to be able to discern the direction and strategies of spirits. 9. The knowledge of the truth is the only antidote. The truth is not the invention of philosophers, but God Himself. The only way to understand, expose, and overcome falsehood is by the truth. You can't live in darkness and at the same time be victorious over light. 10. Your salvation experience depends on it much more than your existence. You must understand that much more about your existence is dependent on the victory you have over the battles going on constantly in your mind. Final word. In conclusion, the challenges we are faced with now is not as destructive as the war going on in people's minds. Therefore, winning the war in your mind would not just bring peace into your life, but strategically position you for the post-COVID-19 season. Keep winning, and God bless you.